Hello and welcome back to Roads Yet Traveled. We will be continuing where we left off, which I believe is after spending some time with Professor Seno. I forget his first name. Actually, I forget how to pronounce it. Stop looking at me like that, Cryptid. So Tucker was having some nightmares, some hallucinations. He was hallucinating the mascot, I believe, and that led him into the corridors, the bowels of the ship, and he ended up finding the professor, who was having some conversations with Tucker, and then you could basically, or he, I guess, could see that Tucker was sort of having some weird moments, and then Tucker ended up saying something, I forget what it was, that caused Professor Seno to sort of go like, wait, what? And then after that, the conversation just became like one-sided, where the professor just stopped talking to Tucker, and he ended up summoning one of his guardians to basically take him while he went off and I guess try to research what's going on to Tucker. But it was kind of suspicious because it kind of looked like he knew more or less what was going on, or at the very least had some idea of what was going on with him. But yeah, so I believe after that, depending on who you choose, earlier in the route, you end up being picked up by someone, depending on who it is. So for me, because I'm playing a Rhoun route, you get the option to either text Marruk or Dr. Merowyn, but I ended up picking Marruk, and he's the one that showed up. And he was able to calm down Tucker a little, but he also told Tucker to, like, speak to Rhoun, please, like, cause he's kind of sulking. He's more pathetic than usual. But yeah, so I assume, actually no, I already know. You will be spending a lot more time with your chosen partner. So if you were playing with your partner being Merowyn, then you will be spending a lot more time with Merowyn now. If you're spending your time with Marruk, then Marruk is the one that you'll be spending it with now. But yeah, so yeah, I think that is the gist of this. So without further ado, let us continue Roads Yet Traveled. Rhoun wasn't at his usual station when we arrived, so our plans are revised to leaving a message and returning to my room. Marruk takes his time, matching my pace as he nervously checks his monitor. Reports or something. I think Tyr finally managed to send more than a text. I'm surprised that they have this kind of issue here, but with that thing in the basement, I guess a few technical issues are to be expected. We don't talk much. I think enough has been said. Well, not really. I'm not sure I'll ever be able to rationalize what happened down there. He knows it too, even though I feel like he has just as many questions as I do. Marruk checks his monitor one last time before ushering us into an elevator, and we head up and out. I can't wait to explain this all for a third time today. No. It'll be nice to see Rhoun again. I wonder what meeting he was in anyways. He didn't tell me about it or anything. I mean, I don't think he did. Oh shit, wait. I was out for like a whole day. Something probably came up during that time. It's fine. They have their own things to take care of. Still, considering that they couldn't be reached, it must have been really important. I wonder if it has something to do with Tucker? Huh? We're here, kid. So we are. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, after this morning, I couldn't blame you if... No, I'm not. I know I'm kind of a mess right now. I just need... more sleep? Fuck, I don't even know at this point. Is Rhoun finally coming? Uh-huh. Good. He looks worried, but seemingly unsure as to what to do. I try to straighten myself to assure them. I don't think it works. I'm not just going to fall over, you know. Sorry, I was... Thanks for this morning? I don't think that I would have made it out without you. So thanks for, that. He lets out a small laugh. Whatever, kid. I smile and sigh, finally putting my weight against the wall, sliding down and relaxing on the floor. I think they're worried that I've collapsed for a moment. I did just say that I wouldn't fall over. But actually, they seem more curious than anything. What's up? Kid. I know your favorite janitor probably keeps his place spotless, but, wouldn't you rather rest inside? Oh, what do you mean? Ain't this your room? Don't you have the key? Making perfect eye contact, I stand up, brushing myself off before turning to the door. It's been a morning, huh? Throwing my coat aside, I flop on the bed. I'm surprised, though, when he follows me in. I'm shocked he's comfortable enough to walk into Rhoun's room like this. I know that they all kind of know each other, but I've barely been able to see them interact for almost a week now. Do you think that you'll be okay until he shows up? Probably not, but then again, I feel like I should wash off, and he doesn't need to be around for that. I think I'm just gonna try and get cleaned up, so don't feel like you have to stick around. Are you sure? Yeah. No, really, Well, I'm not trapped in some weird labyrinth being chased by a monster anymore, so, like, all things considered, I'm doing much better. If you say so. They turn to leave and my heart almost jumps out of my chest. I can't stop myself as I lurch forwards. Thank you for today. Snapping up their paw, my hand betrays as I begin to shake. This again, kid. Come on, you're okay now, right? Even if you ain't, you're safe here. I promise. Look, I'll stick around outside until he shows up, okay? So you go do whatever aliens do in the bathroom, and if you need anything, just call. Got it? And you know, I live like 2 doors down, so if you ever need me, I'm always pretty close by. Getting down on one knee, he takes me by the shoulders. His blue eyes look me up and down before he releases the tension with a scoff and pats my head. After that, we head back to my room, and I hear them slump against the outer wall. I'm glad to have friends like them here. I guess that's the word for it. I wonder if they see it that way too. I hope so. I took a shower, I cleaned my bed. Hell, I even organized the laundry, and he's still not here? That must have been one hell of a meeting. Probably something to do with the Socknus mission headed this way. Who's to say what that's even about at this point? I wonder if I could ask them about the ghosts. Nah, Tyr said that they probably wouldn't even know that I exist. And if they don't know aliens exist, they probably don't know shit about ghosts. Maybe I could ask the captain for, like, logs of their conversations or something? She seemed pretty intent on chewing Tyr out. I'm sure she wouldn't mind giving me a few more interesting details about things going on around here. So many strange things. I have a feeling that it wasn't always this weird, but like... ghosts? Unstoppable engines? Me? I shouldn't be taking notes at this point. I should be writing a fucking book. The first alien bestseller in all of Allrain. It'll be trashy, of course, but it's not like I have the best material to work with. I wonder if they have cheesy novels here too. I could seriously go for some light reading. I doubt that they'd spend valuable resources translating anything trashy for me, though. I miss all my shitty books. Ugh, this sucks. I guess I could at least get up and... The door bursts open and a very worried Karain comes creeping in. Rhoun? Is that you? He stands in the doorway, backlit from the lights outside. Where have you been? Hobbling forwards, he makes his way inside, standing before me. I really don't know. Are you okay? I really don't know. I press my head into his chest. His jacket rubs against my face as I feel his arms run around my back, pulling me in. It's a faint thing, non-committal almost. But anything to remind me that he's here is enough. I was worried. I know. I'm sorry. It doesn't cut it, but I am. I know. Mechanical arm or not, he's oh so gentle, only letting go as he feels me backing off slightly. He rubs his paws together and worriedly looks me over. Sorry, I couldn't come get you. It's okay, Rhoun. Really. I've had a bad morning. Do you want to talk about it? No. Yes. Well, I'm here for you, bud. You want to sit down? I nod and he gestures to my bed, as his is somehow even more of a mess. I sit down and he pauses before taking a seat next to me. So how was the professor's office? I can't help but laugh as he tries to break the mood. At least, I think that's what that was. Pretty bad. Right. Can you at least tell me what's wrong? I want to help you, Tucker, but I really don't know how. I don't know either anymore. Okay. I can't imagine that's the answer that he wanted to hear. He's still fidgeting, rubbing his paws together and barely making eye contact with me. Is he? Fuck, right. The last time that we talked, I wasn't exactly kind to him. But that's not my fault. No, it really is my fault. I got lost in the tunnels. I'm sorry, I tried to use what you taught me, but I messed up. Why were you down there at all, bud? That place is hard to navigate for new recruits. I thought I made that clear. I don't know why I was there. I reply a bit louder than intended. I see his eyes widen as he does his best not to flinch. I'm not angry. He's not angry. He's just scared. Of me. Maybe. Rhoun, are you okay? Me? You're the one who got all messed up in this morning. Well, I know. But I just don't know how to help you, Tucker. I want to, really. But I don't know what to do. I don't have this kind of experience, and I don't know how to help people like Marruk does, or even Rhoun. Reaching out, and for a lack of a better word, I pet his arm. Its slightly coarse outer fur belies the gentle touch of a second layer. He flinches but doesn't pull away. Rhoun. I'm scared, Tucker. Of me? No. But I am scared for you. I thought things might be easier now. Might be better for you. And then... well, all this happened. I am too, Rhoun. Which is why I'd really like to talk. To you. Are you, Tucker? Hmm? Scared? Mad? I am. But not at you. Not of you. He looks over and I can see now a slight bloodshot creeping into his eyes. Lack of sleep, crying, stress. All of the above? I promise, Rhoun. The right words elude me. All I can hear is the faint melody of static. I reach out, placing my hand on his thigh. I'm sorry, Rhoun. It's okay, Tucker. You don't have to do this. I do. Nothing that happened that night was your fault. None of this is your fault. I gesture vaguely around the room. I shouldn't have yelled. I tried to fix it, you know. Huh? Your monitor. I spent some time trying to figure it out. Avoid. I spent a lot of time just trying to get it open. Rhoun. Because I know what it means to you, Tucker. Not being able to go home. Not being able to even think of home. It's cold here, Tucker. And I'm starting to think that I don't like the cold. He fumbles with his paws, his synthetic fingers twitching slightly erratically in his grasp. I have no words. I never learned the right ones. I don't know how to think. I've never needed to. But I can act. Leaning in, I place my arm around him, resting my head on his shoulder. The stilt in his breath relaxes before a hand grasps my forearm. Prosthetic paw or not, it's the same Karain. His thumb makes small circles in my flesh as I hear something I hadn't realized how much I've missed. The sound of his tail wagging gently against the sheets. I squeeze tight before letting go, only barely being able to face him. I don't want you to be afraid of me. I don't want to be afraid of you. If I yell again, you can throw me off the highest level of the maintenance hub. I don't want to do that either. I figured. I start kneading my fists together until I feel a very similar paw on my leg. It's okay, Tucker. I'm all right. I'm sorry. And that's why I know that it's okay. Oh. I have to wipe my eyes before looking up at him again. Thank you. Of course, bud. Do you still think that you're okay to talk about this morning? Even if I'm not, I think we should. Right. Well? Okay. I take a few deep breaths to clear my mind before speaking up. What did Tyr tell you about it? Marruk told me more about it than the professor did, and then still not much. I just heard that you were lost around the lower decks, and pretty badly hurt. He said that you were confused, and said that you were seeing things. What happened, Tucker? I wish I knew. I woke up in a haze and decided to go for a walk. To the lower decks? No, I really wanted to go to Merowyn's office. Were you already hurt? You know, he lives right next door, right? Rhoun. Sorry. I can't help but laugh as I continue. No, I just figured since I'd been there so many times that I'd know the way by now. And I thought that I was going the right way, but I think I ended up in an elevator. It felt like something was drawing me down towards the labyrinth down there. What? It's not really a labyrinth. It's really more of an interconnected series of... I mean, I guess that's an okay way to put it. Even kind of had its own minotaur, honestly. Anyways, there was... something down there. Like a Karain? Not really. It was some awful mockery of a form, something that I'd only seen before in my dreams. What does that mean? I don't really know. I have forgotten about it, honestly, but it was like in some of my dreams. Dreams that I've been forgetting. So you've been having memory loss issues? That's serious, Tucker. Why didn't you tell me about... Oh, right. Trust me, bud. I would've, but I only realized today that this has been happening. It's like seeing that thing jogged my memory. You've never heard of anything like this, yeah? You haven't, right? Well, I don't want to, downplay what happened to you, but I know that hallucinations can be possible side effects of, post-traumatic stress disorder. And you've been through so much already, Tucker. It's not impossible. How would he... He cups his paws together. A low whine comes from his mechanical wrist as it clicks in place. But Marruk also said that you were hurt, and I've never heard of a hallucination ever hurting anyone. Well, not physically at least. Well, most of that might have been my fault. I was so caught up in running away from the thing that I tripped over some of the wires and stuff down there. A few times. I would just like to say that's not my department's job to clean up on those levels, and I'm in no way responsible for any personal injury. What? Rhoun, I wasn't blaming you. Oh, thank the eye. Sorry, force of habit. It's okay. But yeah, I got a bit banged up. There were so many loose wires. Maybe I should see if I can get in there and clean some of it up. Don't worry about it too much, but I really don't plan on going back. Right. But, this thing down there, was that all you saw? I think so. But it was less of what I saw and more of what I... thought? You might have to explain that to me, bud. Right. It kind of, spoke to me. But not aloud. It was like, in my head? What did it say? Well, I forgot. Again. I remember they were like poems. Something about rain, I think. I miss rain. But that's serious, bud. Do you think that you should go see the Dr. Merowyn? He's probably just in his lab right now. If you want to go, I can take you. Rhoun, check your messages. Huh? I don't see how that... He mutters to himself as he reads what I can only assume is the schedule for my appointment tomorrow. His mouth curls into a slant as he realizes what he's missed. Well, that solves that, I guess. But that's good, yeah? I'm sure Rhoun can figure something out for you. It's suspicious to me. Suspicious? I don't know. When I was down there with Tyr, he started getting angsty when I was explaining my symptoms. It was like he knew what was wrong, but wouldn't say why. He even started getting defensive when I asked about it. That's weird, right? You're weird, Tucker. I mean, in theory. He's probably just worried about you. Seriously? It doesn't strike you at all as a bit strange? And hey, don't call me weird. I don't know, bud. The professor has always been very eccentric when it comes to certain things. I have only worked with him a few times before you came here, and I wasn't in the room to see it either. I believe you if you're saying that he was acting off, but that doesn't mean that he's doing anything wrong. Besides not telling the crew about the experimental engine running the whole ship. I wouldn't even try to defend that. I'm sure a lot of it is pressure from Soknos, though. They've been ramping things up recently, a lot more than I'm used to. What do you mean? We've been working for a while now trying to get the station's power grid back to where it should be. But recently, they've wanted us to work twice as fast. Do you think it's because of that crew that's coming? Tyr wouldn't tell me anything about them. Probably. He looks off and rubs his arm. It's not surprising that he'd know about as much as I do when it comes to all the higher-up stuff. Still, it feels wrong that he's in the dark. Rhoun? Yeah? What do you know about the Mayron? Haven't I told you that already? It's not much. And you were there when Rhoun told us about it. Why? Tyr decided to let me ask him about it, not that I could know if he was telling the truth. I just wanted to run it by you and see if any of it made sense. I'll do my best. What did he say? Well, honestly, not a lot. He told me about what it does and a bit of its history, but it's what he wouldn't tell me that worried me. He barely told me what he does with it, and he wouldn't tell me where it came from. He said that it predates Soknos, but that might have been the only useful fact. That would mean that the project's been going since before the Icaroid incident. It's not impossible. I know that Tyr was stationed there as well, so... It's a strange thing, Tucker. Even more so now that you're here. And that crew is coming to check on it doesn't make any of this less strange. Haven't you worked on it before? I thought you said that you got close to it once. Did I? I've been in the room where it's housed, but I don't think that it was active at the time, and I definitely wasn't working on it directly. No one outside of the professor's team even knows how it works at all. I mean, you have some idea though, right? From working on all these grids and, junctions? Breakers. But not really. I only know where the power goes, not where it comes from. Like I said, I've never been within 20 floors of it when it's fully powered on. I'm sorry, bud. I know that it's a lot. I wasn't happy to learn about it either. Is there anything that I can do to help? You could... find a way to turn it off? The May run? I don't think the backup generators would be able to keep the shit afloat for very long before we start descending into Novelle's orbit. The decay would take off the bottom layers and then we'd have no chance of... Rhoun, I was kidding. Also, the gravity would go offline, and that might be just as bad. Yeah, and here I thought you liked floating out in space. Hehe, I do. But most of my crew isn't trained, remember? And it would be just as bad trying to teach them in here as it would be out there. If they could even make it to work, that is. Aw, and here I imagine you floating around all helpless. I'm actually quite graceful, thank you. Either way, I bet it's pretty cute. I try and cut myself off with no avail. He blushes and rubs his arm. Smooth. Well, I guess I'm glad that we've agreed not to turn it off then. Yeah? Yeah. I give him the best fake smile that I can to try and diffuse the tension, and I think it works. Until it doesn't. My brow furrows as his jaw slowly starts to gape. Turning to me, he crawls over, placing his face a foot away from mine. You okay, bud? Tucker? Can you open your mouth again? Why? As I go to respond, a furry paw grabs my jaw, gently keeping it open. His synthetic arm reaches up to my lip, pushing it up before... Rhoun? Rhoun, are you okay? He's half slumped in my lap. I pat his face, trying to get him to sit up. What happened? Did he lose his balance all of a sudden? I wedge my way out from under him and manage to stand next to the bed. Is he... He's out cold. Rhoun? I gently slap his face a few times, trying to elicit any reaction. Panicking, I wind up for a real alarm bell of a slap before. Was it? His eyes spring open and he sits himself up. Are you okay? I think you just fainted. Ro? Did you lose a fucking tooth? Oh, yeah. That also happened this morning. Are you serious? Tucker, that's not funny. What happened? I told you. When I was running away from that thing, I tripped a bunch of times. Must have knocked it loose then. I was so out of it that it barely hurt when I pulled it out. Oh, forget that I said that part. But look, I still have it. I was thinking maybe Doc could, reattach it? One look at the bloody incisor and he's ready to faint again. Fortunately, he catches himself, but I should have thought about that ahead of time. By the eye, Tucker. I don't... You shouldn't have... There's no chance that your tooth is just gonna, grow back? Unless my exposure to the Mayron turned me into a mutant? Probably not. Why don't you think Doc can do it? Dr. Merowyn is a fantastic surgeon, but I don't think he has much experience working on humans. Let alone that our medicine might kill you outright. Anyways, he'd probably just give you a metallic tooth or something. That sounds kind of cool, actually. Damn. I go and put the tooth back into my pocket and Rhoun sighs. But please don't carry around bloody pieces of yourself, Tucker. You're gonna give me a heart attack. No promises. Hey, Rhoun. I appreciate that you could come and get me this morning, but do you still have to get back to work today? I'd hate to keep you from that. get to work, Tucker? I haven't been able to get to my office yet today. Huh? I thought you were in a meeting this morning. I was. A work meeting? It was. So... It was on the upper floors. I wasn't really prepared for it. This is actually one of the first times that I met her properly. Met who? No. Rhoun, did you meet with the captain? Yeah. I got up this morning and, along with finding your bed empty, I saw that I had a meeting scheduled all of a sudden. So it didn't, leave me much time to prepare. Are you okay? Oh. I think it went fine. She didn't ask much of me. And I actually managed to, respond to her once or twice. What did she want? She wanted to make sure that my team is up to date on everything that needed to get done before the Socknose crew arrives, and... Did she tell you anything about them? Sorry. No, nothing more than you know. I didn't even know that they'd be arriving so soon until you told me. I think if anyone would know though, she'd definitely know who's coming. Otherwise she asked how you were doing. Which I didn't have a good answer for. If you have to go in and explain to her that you're not dead, that was my fault. Sorry. It's okay. She'll do what she wants. But hey, good job. Huh? You said that you spoke to her, right? Last time we saw her, you couldn't get a word in at all. So this is an improvement, yeah? Last time? He grumbles to himself as he covers his eyes with his paws. I didn't realize that he was that embarrassed about that. Well, just be glad that you weren't there, or you might not be giving me such a praise, huh? I'm sure you did great, bud. His tail wags gently behind him as I smile and stare back. An idea floats behind his eyes before he looks around and gets up. I just remembered that I have something for, if you still want it. If I still... He doesn't wait for me as he gets up and heads over to his desk. He digs through the mound of spare parts, knocking some off in the process before coming back. I know that you, might not want this anymore, but I still think that you should have it. What do you mean? I see in his palm, my phone, screen as cracked as ever. I think he tried to use tape to fix it. Oh. I spent a few marks trying to fix this for you. I was able to get it open, and I think I'm starting to figure out some of the basics of how it works. But I'm nowhere near close to figuring out how to repair it. I did test the monitor though, and that part works just fine. So if you ever feel like messaging me or Marruk or someone, well, you can do that. Tentatively reaching out, I don't grab it at first, but I relent and pull it from his paw. Being able to message him and the others is really something that I shouldn't limit myself from doing. I rub my thumb over the shattered screen. Rhoun, you didn't have to do this. Thank you. Of course. I know without it, I wouldn't even be able to speak to him right now. And it has been worth it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt to think about it. I open my monitor, quietly noting that the UI has changed to a recognizable green, and notice the time. When do you think that you're gonna have to go, bud? I'm gonna go? Are you not coming with me today? After the morning that I've had? Oh, right. Well, soon. Will you be okay here? By yourself? I think so. It's nothing like being alone in the tunnels below, but still, it's not preferable. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Tucker. He looks unconvinced. I could always tell Kes to take over for the day. They'd be fine with it. I find that hard to believe. No, really, Rhoun, it's okay. I say and try harder to believe. I have a few more minutes. Maybe I could, He snaps open his monitor and starts blazing through some of the menus, both hands working in sync to find what he wants. You said that Socknose will be here in 3 days? That's what Tyr said, at least. Well, it should only take a day or so to finish up preparations for them. And once my team is prepared on what the captain gave me, I should have some time off before they get here. Would you like to maybe do something together? What do you mean? Don't we work together? Like, I was saying that I could take a day off, maybe. And we could go somewhere. Together. Oh, really? Do you think that'd be okay? Sure. I think I can find time for it today. But it has to be before that crew gets here, just in case. Well, that'd be awesome, Rhoun. Did you have anything in mind? I can see the attentiveness in his eyes vanish as he goes deep into thought. I decide to let him think. His ideas in the past have been... Well, I've caused enough trouble for him today. I'll just let him pick something. It doesn't take too long to come back to reality with an almost worryingly large grin on his face. I have the perfect place. Yeah? What is it? I'm not gonna tell you. You'll see. I promise that you'd like it though. I'm pretty sure at least. Okay, I trust you. It's a plan. But it's going on with me this morning. Well, I should get going, Tucker. Do you need anything before I go? Do you think I could get some breakfast somehow? I don't think that I've eaten anything for a day now. By the... Right, I don't think I have time to get something for you, but I'll send someone up to get it for you. Is that okay? I nod as he gets up and prepares to head out. Okay, I'll send a message now. Stay safe, and let me know if you need anything. Yeah, I'll message you, okay? Of course. Bye? Bye, Rhoun. He stumbles to give me a quick pat on the side before rushing out, tail wagging the whole way. And with that, he's gone. I'm glad that I got that sorted out. Kinda. I guess I should get back to whatever it was that I was doing. Actually, on second thought, I'm gonna pretend that I wasn't doing anything before he got here. I don't nearly have the energy to compartmentalize that right now. Void, I don't have the energy to do anything really. I'm exhausted and hungry and sore, but I can't imagine trying to get back to sleep. I guess I can just lay about for the rest of the day, maybe clean or something. I should at least try and stay awake until my meal comes. Resting my back, I kick my legs off the side of the bed and wait. No new messages on my monitor. That's... strange. Maybe it's not quite as fixed as he says it is. Still, I know one way I could check. Tucker, have a good day at work. So stupid. I'm definitely feeling better after my belated brunch, but with nothing to do and an oh-so-familiar boredom creeps its way back into my bones. I'd say that I should go for a walk, but tempting fate right now seems like a really, really bad idea. Anyways, the hallways are probably bustling with crew at this time, and I'd rather not bump into an overeager med student. Pulling up my monitor, I see I've missed a reply. Rhoun, thanks! It's going okay. Milo dropped the circuit on the ground and we spent half a mark looking for it, only to realize that it fell in his uniform. So we're not really on pace, but I think Kess is getting a good amount done on their own. You didn't need to know all of that. It's going okay. I'll bring dinner back for the both of us when I get off, okay? Well, it seems like their day seems to be going fine. Probably. Huh. Not much I can do from here. I guess I'll go back to... well, shit. I wasn't doing anything before they showed up. Maybe I should have gone to work. I knew that there was nothing to do in this room and I still stayed. Even with my phone back, and especially considering its sorry state, I'm really missing some modern contrivances here. I could at least be on my laptop or something. Why didn't I bring that to class? I think it was charging, but like... it had all my old books, some games, and... all that porn. Oh god, I forgot about that. It's probably fine. No one knows the password but me. I mean, I really hope that they don't get into it. At least with how things are going, we're never going to have that talk. Although... damn, how I kinda wish that I had it with me for another reason. It's been, what, 2 weeks? Huh. I guess I've just been so freaked out that I kinda forgot to, take care of myself. Cochino! The whole situation's kept privacy in short supply. I feel something pressing against my leg as pervasive thoughts fill my mind. So many. Great videos. Ugh, not today though. Not after the morning that I've had. If an intrusive thought of that fucking mascot enters my mind, I'll be ruined forever. And I have enough of a headache as it is. As I shift my leg though, I can't help but let out a cutting moan. I mean, maybe I could. No, I shouldn't. Oh fuck, now I can't stop thinking about it. Oh my god. Tucker! Oh god, I bet he could crush me just by laying on top of me. And his warmth, his soft voice. And oh god, his dense fur and his cute ears and... I rip my hand away and step back. That's not right. My breath is heavy and my heart is pounding. I'm still about to burst, but I can feel it waning and wavering with every second as the moisture of my skin cools and sweats begin to form. No. No. Don't think about that. Why did I think about that? After I just said that they were my friend. That's too weird. Wait a minute. That's not the weird part? The weird part is that they're... No. That was just, a mistake. I wasn't thinking about... I have to stop myself. I don't even want to think of their name. I don't want to bring it into reality. Why would I even do that? I'm not like... a furry. It's not like I could. Don't think about it, right? Surely that's the best. I'll just sit here and not think about Karain. That's what you get. I throw my clothes back on and walk into the cold room. My skin becomes clammy as I rub my hands together, nervously pacing. No, it's not like that. He's just been on my mind since everything that's happened this morning. That's it, yeah. It has to be. What else would I be thinking about? Him. That's not... I can't... My heart is racing. I think I need to lie down. Resting supine, I hold my arms close, almost out of fear that they might act on their own. He's my friend. How could I... That's not even the crux of the issue, is it? I force my eyes shut as my breath becomes stagnant. Eventually, my breath calms even as my mind races. Eventually, everything slows to a crawl. Eventually... This is not a nightmare, nor is it a vision. At least, I don't think it is. It feels more like a dream. The normal kind that normal people have. I'm in the woods back home, hiking or just meandering about. It's bright and warm, but the sun is white and blistering close on the horizon. The mountains are jagged and cut. A crater lies before me. It runs far and wide, pocketing the landscape in mismatched scars. It's old and it runs deep. So why does it feel so new? Sitting on a log, or was it a stone, time passes at an alarming rate. Clouds form overhead and... rain. It burns the planet around me like ash, but I don't seem to mind. I'm too focused on the horizon. Erosion takes as decades and centuries and millennia go by. Rounded and smooth and forgotten, it's cut away. A perfect stage for a sunrise. Still sitting, I wait. And wait and wait. Time has begun to crawl as finally dawn. And it's oh, so beautiful. Tucker? Huh? What? My eyes go wide as I see Rhoun looming above me, and my mind instantly goes back to what happened before I lay down. Why is he frowning? Does he know? And wait, did he say something? Sorry, did you say something? Yeah. Do you think that you can get up? Yeah, 1 second. Is it dinner time already? Dinner? Tucker, it's the 9th mark. Like, in the morning? He nods. What the fuck happened? When I got back last night, you were already asleep. I didn't want to wake you, so I just, ate by myself. There's leftovers if you want them, though. I slept through the whole night? Shit, probably for the best, though. Why did you get me up then? Shit. You have that thing with Doc, right? I think... The message says that you should be at his office in 2 marks. Then why'd you wake me up now, bud? 'Cause I still have to go to work. Right. Sorry. It's fine. I just didn't want you to wake up and be alone. Speaking of... Yeah? I got a message this morning when I woke up. Apparently someone is coming to walk you to his office. Really? I think so. I guess that's reasonable after what happened yesterday. But still. Alright, I guess. It's not because we don't trust you, Tucker. We're just worried. I turn away and pout. Well, either way, after this, you'll have a day off, so don't worry too much. Yeah, I guess. I'll make sure it's fun. I promise. I did okay last time, right? He's smiling, but I can see he's genuinely worried whether he did a good job or not. Yeah, you did. See? But okay, I gotta go now. See you after work, okay? Yep. He smiles and offers a shaky wave, but I can see his tail wagging as he heads out. I hold my breath until he's out of earshot and let out a deep breath. It's fine. This probably won't be a permanent thing. I mean, it's not like they took away my terminal key. My eyes snap to my jacket and I pull it over. It's still there, thank the eye. What am I gonna do about last night, though? I don't know if I can deal with it right now, not here. Rubbing my eyes, I get up and stretch, heading into the shower. I might as well get ready. I imagine I have a big day ahead of me. The morning goes by pretty quickly after that. I double-check all my things, making sure to hide my tooth somewhere safe and check if my monitor still works. While chewing on some leftover though, I hear a bustle outside. I guess this is it. Someone bangs on the door. I quickly get up, double-checking one last time that I have everything before heading over. Hi? Well, look at you. Ain't you the smallest alien that I've ever seen? You look like you're fitting in quite well, now ain't ya? I'm Tio. Nice to meet ya. Heard I was supposed to take you to the medical wing, yeah? Are all of Marruk's crew like this? Can you understand me? Oh, whoa! So that's what you sound like, huh? Sorry, I couldn't understand a word of it. You wanna communicate with abstract gestures? Alien mind powers? Perhaps interpretive poses? She's serious, isn't she? I shake my head no. Oh, well, that works too, yeah. Well, it's a real pleasure to meet you. But come on now, no time to waste. I gotta make sure that you get where you need to be by the 12th mark, or the lieutenant will have my hide. Oh, I guess that means that we're headed out. Triple-checking my belongings, I look inside before locking the door and following behind the very strange Karain. So, what's life where you're from? Are you all grown so small? Do you guys have, like, spaceships too? You must, right? Oh man, I always wanted to see an alien spaceship. Please tell me it's in one of the loading bays. You know, that would explain why I'm starting to understand why Marruk is so tired all the time. Tio hasn't stopped talking since we've left the suites. She's been very kind, making sure not to walk ahead or anything, but the questions she's asked are absurd. How am I supposed to answer any of these? She must know that I can only communicate with yes and no, right? I mean, hey, are you even listening to me? I snap out of it and turn to her, only to find her beaming at me. She might be cheerier than Marruk. No spaceship. Sorry. Whoa, still can't understand ya, but it's real cool that you're still trying. She gives me a huge smile and I genuinely believe that she's impressed with my efforts. Well, I can't say that I dislike her. She's got energy, I'll give her that. So, why are we headed to the medical wing anyways? You seem fine. Walking all upright and strong, I imagine. And it's not like you were that slow. So, what is it? Alien parasites? Brain-eating virus? Or... by the star, mutated Karain pox? You know, when I heard that we had a real genuine alien on board, I binge-watched a lot of old sci-fi movies. I'm starting to think that was a bad idea. I can't help but laugh at her comment. It really is eerie that you can understand us though, ain't it? Maybe I should get myself one of them neurals, see what all the fuss is about. Fuss? Is Marruk making a big deal about me at work? I mean, I can't imagine that he's not getting any questions about me, but still. I shake my hands side to side in a non-committal gesture. Yeah, probably not worth all the surgery and whatnot. Although I heard that they go in pretty easy. Real small things they are. I bet alien technology is way better though, yeah? Come on, you must have like, what, wrist-mounted laser cannons or anti-gravity shoes, yeah? Oof, this is gonna be a disappointment. Pulling out my phone, I hand it to her. Oh, wow! This is just a monitor. I nod. Well, this sucks. Even the lieutenant has a nicer model than this. She fiddles with it for a second before handing it back. Well, if you don't want to show me your alien super technology just yet, I understand. Yeah, not just yet. I don't think that she understood me, but I think that she caught my tone, as she smiles and I can even see her short tail slightly wag. We pass the library as she rambles about what else she has to get done today and someone named Nose. It's a short walk though, and soon enough I can almost see the door to Doc's office. Oh wow, you really are close to the medical wing, ain't ya? You know, I never understood why the lieutenant's room was situated how it is, but I'm starting to see why, maybe. She fails to elaborate, instead twisting her muzzle into a confused stare. But that's none of my business. This is your stop, right, Tiny? I think we're supposed to be expecting someone around here soon. Big type guy, yeah? I imagine I know what that's like. I don't follow, but as we approach, she knocks on the door. Alien delivery! I roll my eyes as the door shoots open. Oh, there you are. I was almost getting worried. Thank you for bringing Tucker over. By the star, he wasn't kidding about you, huh? What do they feed you where you're from? Humor her. Food? It's nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Marruk Seno, and you are... Tiu. Alistair Tiu. First sergeant or something like that. Ah, that makes sense. Marruk's spoken about you before. You're his second in command, no? He speaks highly of you, might I add. The lieutenant speaks highly of me? Oh, well, isn't he just the sweetest Karain ever, huh? You know, he really ain't as tough as he makes out to be. You'll have to tell me about it sometime. Well, Oh, don't worry about it too much. I'm just teasing is all. Right, Well, thank you so much for your help today. I'll be sure to let Marruk know that you did an excellent job. Doing my duty. Now you. If you ever need some help like this again, just shoot me a message, alright? I don't have your... I already know what you're saying. Check again. Confused, I look up to Rhoun, who's equally confused before pulling out my monitor. Scrolling through my very short contact list, I find... Wait, huh? Dumbfounded, I look up at her, only to find her absolutely beaming. Did it on the way over. If you ever need something, I'll come a-running. Well, bye! And she jogs off. What in the world? Are all Karain like that? I'd like to think not. But you've met quite the eccentric view so far. She seemed nice though. And Marruk has told me about her before, mostly while faux complaining. I think she came by to check on him before too, when he was... under my care. Under his... Oh, wait, does that mean... Did Rhoun? No, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. As far as I know, he could have just come down with the flu and Marruk would be the right person to go to. I'll keep that in mind though. Well, shall we? Right. Let's get this over with. The room is cold and empty as Rhoun walks me inside, leading me to his desk. He's already got a menagerie of tools set out. Alright, so I went over the professor's lists with my assistant, and we picked out what we believe to be truly important. There were some things on the list that, well, I'm not even quite sure how we test on you. I'm sure that he had your best interest in mind, but... Phew, it was very strange reading through that. Thanks, Rhoun. Of course, Tucker. Well, even with the cuts that I made, there's still a lot to get through. We should get started. Right, yeah. Well, what's first? His muzzle twists into a frown as I feel like I already know. He lays out his paw and I sigh and place my hand in it. The alcohol swab almost stings more than the needle. Alright, hold still. What do you think you're doing? I pop an eye open and turn to see. The shortest Karain yet. Is that the doc's assistant? Taking Tucker's blood? What do you mean? Yeah, and you suck at that. Give it to me. You have machines that still need to be calibrated. Let me do the remedial nonsense. Pater, you really shouldn't. Give it to me, Senno. Come on. This is gonna take all day as it is. He looks like he wants to disagree, but instead, his mouth twists and contorts, leaving only empty words before sighing. Letting go of my arm and getting up from his stool, he walks over and hands him the device. Doc? Oh, I'm sorry, Tucker. This is my assistant, Dr. Pater. Ahem. Assistant Director Dr. Versum Pater. Thank you. He helps run everything around here, and he's more than qualified to help with these tests. Just as he's qualified to calibrate the machines. Sorry, Doc. I don't have quite the touch for it like you do. I don't even understand how you figured out how to set them up for alien biology anyways. Didn't you read the report? We went over most of it together. Yes, and I've reread it 3 times now. Thoroughly. And I'd need to reread it about 10 more times before I could do it as fast as you can. Now let me handle this, and you can have him back when I'm done with him. If he's too much to handle, Tucker, just let me know. It won't happen. I'm the best assistant that you've ever had. Doc curses under his breath as he lumbers away. Are all my Guardian's assistants like this? Pater goes about double-checking all the tools before turning to me, hiking up his stool a few times to be more on level. Introductions aside, I'll do my best to take care of you here. I just like giving Dr. Senno a hard time. He winks and continues. Pa, please. Your hand. Whatever you like to call it. Don't be difficult. I know you can understand us. We have a long day to get through, and I don't want to waste it on the remedial shit. Still a bit nervous, I look to see if I can maybe call Doc back, but he's already neck deep in some wires across the room. And I think Pater notices. Look, scary needles too much. We can do that later, okay? Is he serious? I guess that'd be okay. I give him a short nod and he seems to follow well enough. Figures you'd be afraid of the thing if Merowyn is the only one working on you. Huh? What? He's a fantastic doctor, but that doesn't mean that he's great at everything. And quite frankly, he sucks at phlebotomy. I think his paws are too big for the damn thing, really. But don't worry so much. I'll take care of you. Something slower, yeah? Let's start with your blood pressure, and maybe I can introduce myself, okay? How's that sound? I nod. Great. I still need your arm, though. Laying out my arm for him, he gently applies a band to it, only for it to get tighter and tighter. Never in all my years in training did I think that I'd be working on an alien. At least, you don't have tentacles or something. I mean, I could. Have you checked? I'm sure whatever you just said was hilarious, but please don't move so much while I'm trying to check your vitals. Sorry. He laughs under his breath and continues the test. Anyways, titles aside, I feel like you should at least know some of my resume. I am not simply Merowyn's assistant. Although that is a role that I take very seriously, I am also the head of the pathology and pharmacology departments, so I am something of an accomplished doctor myself. It doesn't leave me much time to spare though, so I'm usually bouncing between this lab and my own. Hold this please. He hands me some device as he scans a nearby monitor. Seems good so far. It's a shame that there weren't more of you scurrying about. It's been really hard to tell if we're doing anything right. Oh, you know what I mean. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get a baseline for any of these numbers with just one test sample? It's basically impossible. You should probably thank the Void that Merowyn's as much of a genius as he is, even if he's probably making it up as he goes. Peter? I can hear you, you know. Oh, I know, Senno. Doc grumbles again after sticking his head back into the side of another machine. Hehe. Really though, he's working himself ragged trying to make sure that you'll be okay. And you will, so be thankful for that. I don't doubt him. Although I kind of also figured that's normal for him. Still, it doesn't go unappreciated. Maybe I'll thank him for it later. Alright, almost done here. Do you mind disrobing some? I'd like to check your wounds. It can just be your jacket and shirt if you're worried. Obliging, I remove my tops, slightly shivering already as the air covers my exposed back. Yeah, it's basically gone already. Glad to see Weaver's work on you if anything were ever to happen again. Let's hope that it doesn't come to that though. Alright, deep breath in. I feel a stethoscope of some kind on my back as I take in a cold breath. Sounds like what Merowyn explained. Have you had any other persistent issues? Well? Oh, right. You seem fine enough. Just a few more things to go through here. Could you hold on a minute? He scurries off and searches through some drawers for something as I put my shirt back on. Walking back, he seems to have some gauzes of some kind in his paw. Here, wrap a bit of this around your finger. We can run 2 tests at once. Huh? Did he not do this with you already? It's a simple test, really. I want to test your jaw strength. And put some gauze on your finger, and I'll measure how damaged it is. Also, it's a good way to collect a saliva sample without those nasty swabs. This sounds strange, but he'd know better after all. Wrapping a small bit around my pointer finger, I go in for the kill end. Hey, back straight, head to the side. Huh? I need to be able to see your teeth. It's not that hard, come on. Eyes forward 2, then on 3, okay? Still very confused, I nod along. Great. 1, 2, 3. And I bite down on my finger, enough to leave some marks in the gauze. With a gap, of course. Now, hand that over. We're almost done here. He snatches it from my hand before reviewing a nearby monitor. He's surprisingly diligent, but I guess I really shouldn't expect less from Merowyn's assistant. I really didn't expect the attitude, though. Doc's never brought that up before. I guess he's just used to it, but still. It seems like most of the assistants around here have some eclectic personality. What does that say about me? Maybe I'm overthinking things. Doctor, you almost done over there? Yes, just a few more minutes. If you're done, just, entertain each other. I don't get paid to be a jester, Senno. I disagree. Peter grumbles under his breath before pulling out his personal monitor. It seems similar to the one that Milo was carrying, albeit with less charms. So, how do you like the station? Right. Yes or no questions. Are you enjoying yourself here? As much as you can, I suppose. I want to say no after yesterday, but he doesn't have to be drawn into that. I nod, and he seems to disarm a bit. Oh, that's good. Things can get busy up here, but it can be quite nice. Company's good, I hope. If you've met Merowyn, though, I can't say things get much better. Most of the Karain here prefer to stay to themselves, not that I can blame them. I doubt half of them could converse with a wall. That's neither here nor there, sorry. Now that I'm just talking about my personal gripes, These kind of things happen when you are forced to skip breakfast. He shouts. I told you when you had to be here. It's not my fault that you didn't plan ahead. Yeah. That's a lot easier coming from you. I laugh as I heard Doc grumble under his breath for the second time today. I can't stand how little I see that man eat. But hey, more portions for me. I hope that they're feeding you well, though. You seem a bit skinny. I nod, rubbing my arm. They are feeding you, right? A bit nervous, I give a non-committal hand gesture. Senno, what are we feeding the alien? You can't go on break now, Pater. I'm almost done. Not what I asked. Is it documented somewhere? It's in his personal file. You should have access. Oh man, I bet that's a mess of a document. Pater rolls over to one of the monitors and starts typing away. And I can tell pretty quickly that he's not happy with what he's seeing. Is that it? Marrow, is there more? More? What do you mean more? I mean more. Ugh, 1 second, Tucker. He hops off his stool and quickly disappears behind the equipment shrouding Rhoun. Oh, hello there, Pate. Are you trying to starve him? His diet could barely feed a child. What? He's half our size. Maybe he's half your size, but he needs to be eating more. At least something with more nutrients. Fucking cut oats and salad? Senno. He can have soup too. I've been busy. Anyways, he's already had an allergic reaction to a few things, and we're lucky that he came out of that with a minor case. We can't risk anything here. Letting him slowly starve isn't better. You're overreacting. I'm really not. If you want to put some time into it, please, be my guest. But I can't do much while managing this project for Socknose. Pater, don't be difficult about this. I'll be happy about it when I know what's actually going on, okay? Are you almost done here? Just about. Good. He comes back over and I can't help but find myself sitting awkwardly. Wait, he'd yell at his boss for me? That's kind of him. I get the feeling that he just likes yelling at Doc, though. Sorry about that. I see I have to take care of everything around here. Once we get some result here, I can probably start a list of prospective foods for you. Whether or not we can get you to eat it is another question. In any case, there's always dietary supplements. Pills or tablets, something like that. It's not really the best solution, but if your tests do end up showing signs of deficiency since last time, we can at least fix that. Thank you, Pater. Without truly understanding, he still grins and finishes some write-ups on his monitor. Rhoun finally comes back over as well, seemingly done on his end. Well, how was it? It was fine. He could have sat still more, but it was fine. Trust me, Tucker, coming from him, that is a compliment. Thanks? Alright, well, I'm going to leave you two to this for a while. I've got to go run some tests, but send me whatever data you have and I'll see what I can do. Wait, don't you still have to take my blood? Pater, have you taken a blood sample to test today? Oh, yeah. He pulls a red vial from his coat, leaving me stunned. What? What? Confused? You should have seen him, Rhoun. He was gnawing away on his finger like a teething kit. Didn't even feel the needle. What? What about the bite force test? The what? That's not a thing, Tucker. That was almost worth waking up at the 6th Mart for. Well, I'm gonna run these samples. Call me if you need anything. Thank you, Doctor. I'll keep in touch. He takes one last look at my presumably dumbfounded face, scoffs and heads for the nearest exit. kind of a jackass, you know? Oh, definitely. But he's also a fantastic doctor and a good friend. If you say so. He seems nice enough. Besides the whole... whatever that was. Although, are you two okay? It got a bit heated there. Oh, that was nothing. You should see him when he's really angry. He's not wrong when it comes to your diet. I really do apologize for my lack of progress there. Well, no, after today, we're to focus our efforts in that regard. It's alright, Merowyn, I understand. I'd love some options, though. Yes, well, I'll see what he comes up with, and if that's not enough, I'll figure something out. Anyways, shall we? Yeah, right. So, what's first anyways? And that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. So, interesting stuff happened. We, first of all, made up with Rhoun, who was actually very scared by what was happening to Tucker because he didn't know how to, basically how to help, you know? I mean, you're only a mechanic. Like, even Marruk, I'm pretty sure, wouldn't be able to know what to do in that moment, because it's more a mental breakdown than anything. And he was able to stay true to his promise of saying, like, I can fix this, which is what he sort of did. I mean, he managed to fix the monitor, but not the phone itself, because that's, like, beyond him. That's not to say that he won't be able to fix it, it's just, you know, it's gonna take a while. We also found out that Tucker is into Rhoun, and depending on how I decide to edit it, you may or may not see the scene, but a hilarious scene happens in which Tucker is deciding to do something that he hasn't done in over 2 weeks since he got there to the station, and he ends up thinking about Rhoun, and that's where he basically, where at the very least we find out that Tucker fancies himself a wolf mutt. A wolf mutt Karain. But yeah, but he clearly is a little weirded out by that. Anyways, but eventually we ended up meeting Marruk's assistant, and that's one of the cool things about this update that I liked, is that normally these characters, you would not have met them unless you were in the other characters' route. Like, you would only meet Alistair Tiu if you had been in Marruk's route, or you would have met well, the person that you're gonna meet in the next video if you were in Merowyn's route. Also, speaking of Merowyn, you guys got to see Merowyn's new sprite update. I'm not sure if anyone else is gonna be getting a facelift anymore, but like, yeah, we have Rhoun, Marruk, Professor Senno, and Dr. Senno, who now have sprite updates. Yeah, I think he looks good. Yeah, anyways. So, what else? I'm not well, yeah, I guess that's it. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have to have a discussion with Dr. Senno about, the nightmares and stuff like that. But like, really, what can he do? What can you do about, sleepwalking and then seeing hallucinations? Like, even Marruk. Rhoun said, like, that's a little weird that you were attacked during a hallucination, because that normally doesn't happen. Unless it's supernatural. Anyways, that actually did bring up an interesting thing, though, that it looks like Rhoun has some sort of experience with PTSD. I'm wondering if it has to do with the loss of his arm. But I suppose that's something that we'll find out later. But yeah. Anywho, so yeah, you know, write down in the comments what you think so far of this update, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Rosie Had Traveled yourself, you can do so by going down into the link in the description, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download and play the game, or you can just go to itch.io yourself and, you know, download it from there. And if you would like to support Rosie Had Traveled and Cryptid, you know, writing this visual novel, you can do so by going down to the Patreon link, where you can subscribe and get early access to builds of Rosie Had Traveled like myself. And you also get access to, like, works in progress and some other stuff too, you know, so it's definitely worth it, especially if you like this visual novel. This is basically all mostly done by Cryptid themselves. So yeah, you know, support it if you want. Anywho, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.